Yo, what is going on, my fellow weebs? Corner here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna be going over just my thoughts on how I approach the Nameless City over in NGS. But if you guys are new here, as always, my name is Corner. I'm from looking for PSO2 content. Would much appreciate to subscribe to work our way towards the 10K mark, hopefully by the end of this year. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. So what do you guys think about the look? I feel like it's mostly finalized. It's just waiting next week if we get those shoes. If we do, I'll swap them on and I'll feel pretty good about this. Not supposed to be like exactly a shadow look, but you know, the colors, the overall vibe, I dig it. Man, if I could get that camo, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Can't remember the name of it. The one from Exegol from what is it called? I can't remember the name. You guys will know it. You'll see it in the comments most likely. But it's the one that dropped from Lucille from Exegol. Megalith, that's what it was. Really, really like that camo. It would go really good with this look. But either ways, we're getting away from the overall vibe of the video. I just wanted to go over a quick run that I did of Nameless and talk to you guys about like my decision making and how I approach Nameless and how you can approach Nameless and actually get quite a bit of loot while you're in there without having to worry about, you know, trying to not die nearly as much. You'll find that I'm pretty reckless in how I play. Actually, I'll show you guys my gear really quick. I'm using a wing guard. I have shortage HP or shortage PP, hysterical strength, and gradual pressing. Realistically, the gradual pressing doesn't really matter all that much. It's nice, but it's not the big portion of it. It's mostly hysterical strength and shortage PP burn. As you guys can see with my armor, uh, only 81, I can be very more defensive. I probably should get myself to 90. That way I am a bit tankier. But we are 269 with minus 616.1, which is not a big deal realistically because we overwrite any status element we get with burn because of shortage PP burn. Basically, you always overwrite whatever status element you have with the burn, even if it's like a regular burn, you overwrite it with this burn, which is more important because it keeps you from having that negative damage or that damage the debuff is the word I'm looking for. That's right, damage debuff. So this is the gear we're running. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the run and kind of walk you guys through my decision making pretty much from start to finish. All right, so here's the run. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. I'm gonna pause and unpause a whole bunch. Not gonna be any audio or anything like that, so let's just go ahead and mute that. I think I show off. I heard a thing that like if you make this a password room, that you can make it all ship matchmaking. It's something on Twitter or whatever. So I wanted to test it here and see if it worked. Said as long as you turn this on, that this will pop up. But you can see it's not popping up. This is the same as everywhere else. So if I made it a photo room, it's not working. I think I said password a moment ago. I meant photo room. So that's not working, but it is what it is. So we go ahead and get rid of that and just start a normal run. All right. So we're jumping in, we look around, oh crap, looks like we have an unlock sign trial. So right from the get-go, what I'm going for is just picking up as many points as I can while I look around, thinking to myself, okay, cool, I want to get to the opposite side based on where I am on the map at the moment, because the other side of the map actually has what I think is better overall points to gather. Getting a little lost, I'm kind of just trying to, you know, gather my, or get my bearings of where I'm at the moment. And I see the jump pad and I'm like, all right, cool, this is going to take me the opposite side. These always take you to the opposite side. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and get this done. Jumped over. And this is about the time I noticed on my map that I could see the rainbow crate. You guys look right in the top left-hand or left-hand side here. You can see the little rainbow crate. And I was like, oh, snap. Okay, cool. I know where the rainbow crate's at. That usually doesn't pop up on the map as one of the crates. So if you happen to find it, cool, makes things easier. I don't know if these people were AFKing in this, just as a fair warning. It's pointless to AFK in this because you get no rewards. Unless you open the chest, you don't get a reward. So like if you're AFKing in here, it's pretty dumb. I mean, really, I don't care if you AFK in here. It's just, you know, you're wasting your own time as well as someone's going to report you. And they do ban people for this. I can guarantee you they ban people for this. I know it takes them a while to get around to people. But if you guys are reporting people for AFKing, they are getting banned. So just keep on reporting them. Even if you see them again, people make, you know, other accounts, things like that, but keep doing it. So anyway, you guys saw I jumped across here. This is the reason why I say this is like the best spot, because all of these are like 100 points a piece. Very, very easy to grab, all in a row. Now I was going to jump across there, but I was like, okay, wait, hold on. The wandering chest is here, or warding chest. I think it's wandering, yeah. Wandering chest is here. You always want to pick up wandering chests if you can find them. They're 3k points and they're definitely worth the amount you have there. You actually see, I noticed I was about to run out of time. That's why I didn't jump across the other way, and that's the wandering chest. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and get this. Let me grab this. Let me grab the wandering chest, and then let's jump across, because right when this ends, that jump pad disappears. I know that the rainbow box is on the opposite side because it's still showing my map for me. So I jump across. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I just got to get 10k points to pick up the rainbow box. Shouldn't be too bad. At this point, what we're doing is we're kind of looking around. We're picking up points. We're killing some random enemies. We want to see where most people are congregated, right? So we open up the map. We want to take a look and see where people were at. So let's go back and take a look real quick. It is kind of fast, but I just take a glimpse of where people are on the map. So I can see some people over here. There's people over here, but nothing is really centralized. So I just kind of keep doing my thing. And we're just killing small enemies on the way. You don't really need to. I don't know if it's actually worth it to stop to kill small enemies. Keeping an eye on the radar, but then, oh, trial spawns right in front of me. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take down the trial. Trials are a fantastic amount of points. Definitely jump to a trial. That's what you're looking for most of the time, if not all of the time. If you're not grabbing boxes, you're looking for trials. So the idea is that you keep an eye on the map, because the map is so large, it's possible for there to be a trial up, but you not see it. So the cool thing to do would be, if you go to a trial, I mean, I didn't do it in this run because I was recording for YouTube, but the cool thing to do if you go to a trial and you see a trial on the map is to just call out the trial. There's also an not auto chat. I think it's an auto chat that you can use to or a shortcut, like a chat shortcut that you can use to ping your target. So if it's like a boss enemy or something like that, you can use that to ping your target to let people know where the trial's at. You can also just use the coordinates on the map. Local arcs gets dono walled by trial enemies. But you see we're over 10k. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's just go ahead and grab this rainbow box now. There's no reason for us to hold on to over 10k points. If you're over 10k points at any point in time, unless you're like, saving for something specific, you can always spend under 10k or spend like super low. So right now I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, gotta find the red box. I'm checking around the edges of the map most of the time. Red boxes tend to spawn around this area, or like around this area, sometimes right here, and then sometimes up here. So that's usually where they spawn for the most part. I don't think it's like actually guaranteed or anything like that, but I've never seen red crates over in this area. I've never seen them up at the very top. So that's just been my experience. I can't speak to that for sure, but that's just what I've dealt with. So see that I got 2 greens here. Greens are pretty solid to spend your points on. They're actually pretty cost effective. The ones that you really pretty much want to ignore are just the 3k blues. 3k blues are not very great when it comes to drops. You really want, if you're going to spend 3k, to look for the wandering chest, and that's pretty much it. We actually got our title reward for killing enough enemies, and just like that, we found the red chest right there at the bottom. You can see right here. Now don't get confused. You can see it's blue right here. We haven't discovered it. When we discover it, it turns red, and it's red on the map. So don't let it confuse you or anything like that. Got a points rate up. So what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and head over. I think this is the point where I notice, let me see, did I open the map here? Yeah, I notice a lot of players congregating. You can actually see it right there in one spot. Let me do this. They're all like a good chunk of people are in one spot, and people don't usually congregate in one spot unless something's going on. So I'm headed directly for that spot. Now I should have paid attention to it a little bit sooner, to be honest, because it's been there for a little while. If you guys are keen and paying attention to the map, when I open it up, you'll see that it's there. You see even more people congregating in another spot nearby there. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then bam, look, trial. It's a truck trial. So it's been there for a minute. And unfortunately, I was too late, meaning I did not get the points for being a part of the trial, even though I tried really hard to hit something. Unfortunate, we missed out on those points, but that's what you have to be keeping in mind when you're in here, is to keep an eye out for the for where you see people congregating. And bam, we see another trial. Now I could go search for some chests, but the trial's up. I don't trust that people aren't going to absolutely dominate this thing. They don't have a ton of health, and it is a 32-man zone. So people have different timers. They're jumping in and out. Now, nice thing was there was a chest nearby here. So I was like, okay, cool. I can get the chest, figure out what it is, as well as just go for this trial. Now we're just smacking the trial as much as possible. Dude, I love, like, if you guys haven't used shortage PP burn and hysterical strength. It's so much fun. The power fantasy is so good. I know people are concerned because they're like, oh, I don't like to die a whole lot, but like I'm pretty bad at like at dodging hits and at blocking all the time. Like if I lock in, I'm pretty decent, but I'm pretty bad at that for the most part. And I even survive with this. So I think you guys will be okay. You're surprisingly survivable while you're on fire because you have a damage resistance. So jumped up here, wanted to see what was up here. Jump down, check the chest, and lo and behold, it is a blue. So unfortunately, it looks like it did not follow our previous rules of usually being on the edge. I mean, there's one other chest I want to check because I know it usually is there if it's not in one of those other locations. However, there was a trial, so we want to go ahead and go for the trial as soon as we possibly can. And we're just taking out a trial, nothing too special. Get a chunk of points, cool. And then immediately another trial pops. I don't trust it. I'm like, all right, you know what? It's too close. Players are right there. They're going to jump this thing immediately. There's no reason for me to go for that. I've still got 9 minutes, so I have plenty of time to figure out what these other boxes are. So we jump immediately for the trial to go ahead and take down the enemy. I know some people have concerns about like, you know, your points. You don't want to die with points and lose half of them. I can tell you in all my time being here, I think I've died maybe a total of like twice, if at all. I think my first death was until like my 7th run or something crazy like that. I mean, as long as you're paying attention to your health, rest assigns don't have an animation. They do have a little bit of animation lock. They don't have an actual animation. So just pay attention to your health and heal up. Maybe play a bit more defensive in situations where you're concerned about surviving, and you're good to go. Now, here I make a very ballsy move. I see the trial spawn and people are kind of far away from it. And I need to check that chest on the far side to see if it is going to be a red chest for us, because they can tend to spawn over there. Players are getting kind of close. I'm a little bit, you know, biting my nails. And it's a green chest. So right now I am very much disappointed. I am like, oh crap, I need to get back over there. So all we're doing now is we're beelining it for that trial, because the trial is going to be points and we want those points. We are at 12K, which is nice. However, we still want more points because we have what? We're opening 2 red chests. We haven't opened either one. We have enough to open up one, but we're opening 2 red chests. So we need to make sure that we get enough points to open both of them. And we luck out because it is a boss trial, meaning it's taken them a while to kill it. So even though we are late, we show up just in time to get full credit and then make a run for the next set of chests we can find. So I check my usual chest I do over here and jump around, and lo and behold, it is our red chest. So I grab it immediately and get out of here. It is super far away from where I want to be. Now, at this point, we're just sorting around, trying to grab some points as we are essentially trying to be ready for any trials that spawn. Now, I don't know for certain that killing enemies does give you more trials, mainly because trials spawn far away. So it is possible that the trial could just spawn on the opposite side next to someone else and you just don't see them. And while I'm here, I went ahead and just burned my 6K points because, hey, you know what? Honestly, we're going to get more points anyway. It's still 6 minutes left. I feel like getting 10 points is totally reasonable. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's just getting the 10K points totally reasonable. It shouldn't be that big of a deal to go ahead and get that done. So now I'm looking around and I'm a little bit more concerned because I'm like, hey, no trials spawned. People aren't really grouped anywhere specifically. I'm going to just check the opposite side. RIP that person that died up north. But sorry, homie, I don't have time to go pick you up. I got to go check and see if there's any, trials on the opposite side. And just get in the habit of calling out trials when you see them. Everyone will appreciate you for doing so. And then hopefully that'll start to catch on when other people will start to do it as well. You really, really, really don't want to miss trials. So working together is kind of important here. And it's one of the few times I would recommend using chat shortcuts. I usually don't use them. So I come over the opposite side, and honestly, by the time you cross the bridge, you can tell if there's any trials over here. I see nothing pops. So again, I'm just killing a random enemy. So that way we're not wasting all of our time. This I feel like is actually kind of a waste of time. This enemy is a bit tanky and I don't feel like he's gonna give us that many points. What was that actually? Look, 38 to what, 42? Yeah, 400 points. Not really that amazing. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go for chunks of enemies that are together. while we wait for a trial to pop up. Still nothing, and then bam, the wandering chest spawns next to us. At first I don't even notice it. I just see the text at the bottom of my screen. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, not a big deal. But then I see it over there and I'm like, oh, let's grab that. So if you're going to spend 3k points, wandering chests are the play. You do tend to get the most stuff from them, have the best chance of getting weapon drops as well. So I usually go for wandering chests if I'm going to get a 3k point chest. Now again, here I am looking around and bam, the next trial spawns. Now at this point I look at the time, I look at the time on this trial and I'm like, okay, cool. It's 5 minutes, we have on our time left. I have 2 minutes on this trial, so we'll go ahead and just do the trial. I need to focus too much on, oh god, I'm really bad at dodging these apparently. My depth perception definitely got the better of me here. But yeah, we're just gonna go around and grab these. And again, our goal is to get to the opposite side of the map because that's where I feel like we have the best amount of points that we can get a hold of. So we're just gathering, we got a points right up and I'm like, okay, cool. Now I really want to get across. And I see the ramp over there and I'm like, all right, awesome. But there's also a bunch over here. So I'm like, okay, let me grab these. And now I'll take the ramp. We bounce to the opposite side. Also, in case you're wondering what that blue effect is, that's just you leveling up your defense down. You can see it in the top right hand corner underneath our points. We're at level 5 defense down. It only goes up to level 5. And again, I've only ever really been one shot by boss type enemies that are using like some form of desperation move. So not really that big of a deal. Here I'm like, all right, I want to get back over here. I don't know that I'm going to make it, but we'll try. And we just barely make it back up. So use this to get on top of that building that I went to before. And we're back up and we can grab a bunch of extra points. So just like at the beginning, you go through and pick up all these free points here. Now, again, I'm not 100% sure if this is better than other sides, but I have always just done this because it's always worked the best for me. Jury's out on if this is the best. Jump over and I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? We've got enough time. I'm going to go back. Look over, so we have 30 seconds left. Thinking to myself, okay, and with all these points, we should be able to hit 3K. I'm sorry, 3 rewards. It's very important you don't dash through these because you can actually dash through the bounce sparker. You see, I start just gliding just to make sure I don't mess it up. We hit 3 rewards, no big deal. That's pretty standard if you're in a casual group. And then I'm like, all right, I have a lot of time. I got 1 second left. Let me bounce back over. So I want to grab that red chest. I've got 2.5 minutes left. All right, cool. I can grab this green chest on the way and then head right for the red chest. So we still get both red chests. We got a rainbow chest and we got like what, 2 green chests, I think so far. That green chest unfortunately scammed me. I didn't get much of anything. Now I see there's a trial on my way to the red chest. We got 2 minutes still. So I'm like, okay, killing a boss enemy right here shouldn't take more than 2 minutes. The only concern is that I have 10k points, meaning I have minus 5 defense down on myself, meaning that this boss's desperation attack can absolutely one-shot me, so I need to be very careful. And of course, I set myself on fire all the time, so I have to be even extra careful. So see, I do a lot of weapon actioning here. It's mostly just for safety measures. I go in, I'm like, you know what? Let me just back up and just range them a bit. The benefit of playing Soaring Blades is our PAs are really, really good. I idiotically enough get in the middle of that attack. I actually walked into it and then walked into that one. But I see he goes down, slowly make my way over there. And then we just unload on him the best we possibly can. My only concern right now is just getting him deaded as soon as possible and then making a beeline for our red chest. This is the first red chest we had found at the very beginning, right? Because we found it earlier on, we were able to know exactly where it's going to be, and then we could just go ahead and run for it when we needed it. There is a chance that technically the green chest might be more cost effective overall, even over the red chest. But like, I don't know, man. My favorite color is red, and I also like just getting the red one. So I feel like grabbing all the red chests and then focusing on taking any green or any wandering chest you can get is probably the play. So right now I've got 3k or I have 5k points. I'm like, you know what? Let's see if we can find the wandering chest, and we do. All you have to do is follow your sonar, so it automatically tracks it, and I'm like, all right, 30 seconds left. If we get the sonar to pop up again for the wandering chest, then we'll take it. But if not, there is a blue chest right here. This is our last resort. We don't want to leave extra points on the table. We'll just go ahead and see if we get anything. I told myself, all right, if we hit 10 seconds and no sonar, I'm running for the blue chest. And we hit 10 seconds. I'm like, all right, cool, running for the blue chest. Because right when 0, or right when the timer hits 0, you can no longer open chests. So even if you're in the area, doesn't mean you can open anything. So like, all right, cool, 1 and finish. So we're done. It's actually kind of annoying that they leave you here for a few seconds because you can't really do anything other than kill enemies, which is still okay because you still want to kill enemies for your title reward, but like that doesn't do anything for your loot, which sucks. So we head out. Our run is done, and we want to check out our spoils. So we're going through, taking a look, see what we got. Some hysterical, just frame. I'm looking for hysterical, shortage PP, and shortage HP all in one go together. I'm also looking for something like, lively HP with some of the HP augmenting abilities to go along with it. Looking for something like, let's say, hysterical strength, the burn, and then maybe like dazzle for like a force, maybe something like that. Those combinations, essentially looking for that to see if we can get some pog damage going for ourselves or for our wallets. And unfortunately, we didn't get anything. So we wanted to go ahead and take a look and see how much we actually got on a single run. Now this is one run, and I'll show you in a minute, but yeah, we got 13 weapons on a single run. That's in 15 minutes. And I show off here that we had no buffs. So all we had was just base across the board, only 40%. And yes, your RDR, from what I understand, does increase your drop rates. So this is just with base. I didn't have anything extra along with it. And we still got 13 weapons in a single run. It was a pretty lucky run, but you can get quite a bit if you're actually opening enough chests. And you do have to open chests to get rewards. Just keep that in mind. That's basically it. That's pretty much how I approach those runs. If you are in a group and you're in comms, the nice thing is that your chests are the same. So you can call out, like, if you find a red chest, then they go over there, they'll see the red chest. You can call a red chest for the entire room because all the chests are the same. So if you happen to find the rainbow chest, you can call it for everyone that's in the room. So it's something where it is incentivized for you to for team play, essentially. Another big thing is you can also you can roll the same room. What I've noticed is because these are kind of tied to blocks, if, like, let's say you jump into a room, you're there 15 minutes, 7 minutes later, someone else jumps into that room, they're there for 15 minutes, you leave after 7 minutes or 7.5 minutes or whatever, and then you jump back in. And if you go back into the room that they were in, you are back in the same room you were in before, meaning that all your chests are in the same spot and things like that. So if you ever have situations where you feel like, oh, hey, look, red chests are in the exact same spot they were in beforehand, it's possible you went back into the same room, and it's easiest to tell that happened based on your spawn point. Your spawn point actually stays the same when you jump back into the same room, but only when you jump back into the same room. Keep in mind, there can be multiple rooms per block, and you can also join into a different room on that same block. So it's just something that can happen. You can get a different spawn point. It's usually the easy way to tell, but if you happen to get the same spawn point and you remember and you notice it, check the red chests where they were beforehand. There's a good chance you might have the same room, meaning you might already know where those chests are. Even better if you happen to know where the rainbow chest is. But yeah, let me know if that helps you guys out. Hopefully you guys are getting some pretty lucky combinations. We'll be doing my thoughts video on what I feel about, the update and everything like that, where I feel like it was very successful, or I feel like it fell short. And that video will go out probably sometime next week. Anyway, guys, let me know if there's anything we can do to better this whole situation overall. If there's anything I might have missed, or anything else you guys are curious about when it comes to the new update. Join us over in Discord. I'm actually trying to kind of readjust and reshape our Discord to the best of my ability. We do have very, very interesting conversation, not only about not only about PSO2, but things like Final Fantasy 14, as well as Wuthering Waves, and other games that we might be playing. It's going to be Elden Ring pretty soon, so it should be pretty fun. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm still really bad at doing outros. Take care, my friends. Peace out.